How's it going? Welcome back to another great video, and today I have some very shocking gameplay for you guys. Look at this, okay? This is next gen gameplay, okay? This is the next level. Here we have it. Wow. Oh my god, look at this. So fluffy, so cute. Has it been 15 seconds yet so I can actually show some gore and some chaos and some destruction? Because YouTube's policies are now for a bunch of pussycats. Yes, that's right. Wow, that's a big fat pussycat. A big fat pussy right there. On that pussycat. How's it going? Welcome back to another great video with the majestic host, the Savior. Yes, welcome back to a fantastic video. Now, before this video begins, I will simply and humbly ask that you do subscribe, okay? It takes 2 seconds for you guys, but it means absolutely everything to me. Please help me get to 10k. I've been pushing so hard, trying to make quality content for you guys. I work super hard on my videos, and I will not disappoint you. If you like gaming content, then this is the right place for you. Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, or Warhammer 40k Darktide, however you want to say it. Yes, this game is goddamn amazing, okay? I've been playing quite a bit of it recently, and I just thought it's worth now talking about Warhammer 40k Darktide in 2023 and basically give you an up-to-date review on this, because it's a completely different game now. Well, not exactly, but it's now accessible to way more players, okay? So if you're on Xbox Gamepass, Warhammer 40k Darktide is now on Xbox Gamepass, so there's no excuse. It's even cross-play, so you can play with your buddies on PC. Okay, Charlie? Did you hear that? Yes, you can do that. So it's a really good time. And I've never been a massive Warhammer fan myself. I did kind of cover this when it first came out. But in 2023, it's a completely different beast, okay? Now there are so many new maps, okay? And each class has their own skill tree. So now player progression isn't just, buying new weapons, upgrading, your melee weapon and your long range weapon. And there's a lot of variations with the weapons here, but now it's also your play style. So this makes it even more interesting because, you have these different classes to choose from. I play as a zealot because, of course, I'm the savior. Who else is going to bash all those dirty sinners in with a goddamn hammer, okay? No one except me. And I just have to say, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I put it down after release because there was basically nothing on release. It was very bare bones with its maps and its content. Now, Warhammer 40k Darktide in 2023 is just worth your time, okay? If you ever enjoyed Warhammer Vermintide, okay, they are so good at making melee feel very weighty and, very brutal. I absolutely love it. They are so good at that. They've, really polished up the gameplay. There are no issues. I haven't encountered any bugs whatsoever. And the fact that now, you have all of this different style of gameplay where you can choose to play not only as the class you were playing as, but you can also experiment with other classes, and then you can deck them out with this, in-depth skill tree. So, for example, the Zealot that I play as, I've basically been building up his melee stats, and basically you can upgrade all of your 3 different abilities depending on the class that you choose, as well as the weapons and stuff like that. But what I find so good about this game is the maps, okay? The maps have been expanded upon so much now, and I've just got to say, the art style, I was interested in the art style when it first came out, but in 2023, with all of the new maps in Warhammer 40k Darktide, now it's just so good. You just soak in this atmosphere. It's so good at, casting shadows and the gothic Warhammer architecture that's, surrounding you. You really do feel truly immersed. I haven't felt this immersed in a multiplayer game in a very long time because it feels gritty, it feels dangerous. You will get mobbed by so many enemies. They've managed to squeeze so many enemies on screen, and it feels so good just mowing them all down. And now, of course, you have way more objectives to complete, so it's not just the standard go there, kill this enemy type mission. There's, defense missions, there's different missions where you actually have to go and fight these kind of mini bosses. So there's a lot to do now, and basically, it has a good progression path, which it didn't have before. It didn't have enough content. There was, connective issues, but now there's a nice skill tree in place. There's so many different maps, so many different game modes. So there's just a lot going on here. And what really pulls me in is just how fun the combat is, how weighty the melee is, and the shooting also feels great, and just for art style, okay? It's very important. Graphics don't matter, and the graphics aren't absolutely amazing in this game, especially on Xbox, but they're not bad. But the art style is what really sells this game, okay? It just looks absolutely breathtaking. It truly feels immersive. And when you start the game, what I really love is the fact that you can actually basically craft your character. It's not an RPG. There is, a story going on here that you can pay attention to, but it's even more fleshed out than before because you can choose, your whole background, okay? You can customize your character very detailed if you want, or you can just be, just done with it. But now when you walk around in the hub area, you can show off your character with new cosmetics and stuff like that. So it does remind me of, something like No Man's Sky, in which the developers didn't give up. They worked hard on it, and I'm glad they did, because the foundation of Warhammer 40k Darktide was always good, but now it's just so much better because basically there's just so much to do now, and the background traits really make you feel immersed. You can choose where you came from, the home world that you came from, your background as a zealot, why you're even in prison. And I just feel like it does a good job of building up momentum and the story as you play. And for a multiplayer game, this is pretty rare, I would say. So it's definitely worth your time. So I just thought I would give you a quick, up-to-date Warhammer 40k Darktide 2023 review. Hey, it's Savior from the future now. And just something I forgot to add yesterday when I was making the video, because I was thinking about it as I played some more, like why I actually really enjoy this game. And I think it's because a lot of games nowadays, like modern day games, AAA releases, I'm not a big fan of live service games. I do think most of the times they suck ass and they, just fill you with a bunch of bloat. But what I really love about Darktide is the fact that it, respects your time, okay? There's no, there is a deep story here because it is set in the 40k universe, and the 40k universe is very, very detailed with its lore, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on with interdimensional gods, and the storyline here is actually worth looking into because it's actually some super cool lore. Why you're fighting these basically cultists who are basically being possessed in a way by this god of decay. It's super interesting stuff, and I'm not a massive 40k fan, but I could see myself becoming one the more I look into the lore because it's super interesting. I just haven't done that so much, but I have recently because of this game. So, that shows you how good the game is, that it actually made me interested in the lore that was going on. So I really do like that. But like I said, compared to most live service games, this feels just like it doesn't waste your time. It puts you straight into the action. I'm not going to say that this game is going to hold your attention forever, because at the end of the day, you will be repeating missions eventually. But the skill progression, path now, and the fact that you can play as different classes, that means there's so much replayability, and all of the classes, especially, the Zealot compared to the Mage, whatever it's called in Darktide, that's very different styles of gameplay, and even being the big boy, the big juicy boy, okay, that also changes up the gameplay a lot because your hitbox is like way bigger. Even though you look like a tanky character, actually you're not really. You're more there to kind of draw aggro and help your teammates. So there's a lot going on here. Different ways of playing the game, but it's not just the fact that the story's good, but the setting is just so well done. It's been a long time since I played a game that actually really took attention to detail in its like lighting and surroundings, and I'm a real sucker for that. That's why I like Doom 3 or Dark Souls 2, which not many people do, but I'm a real sucker for the artistry of the game that I'm playing. A game that makes me feel immersed. And for a multiplayer game that doesn't have all of these like built-in progression blockers and all of this extra bullshit that you have to complete just so you can progress, there's nothing like restricting the player here for a live service game, which I really appreciate. But the action itself is just far beyond most single-player like AAA releases nowadays. Like the way the physics and the ragdolls of the enemies, work in this game is just so satisfying. Compare that to like Starfield, which is a new single-player massive RPG that just came out. the enemies and how they react, the AI is just so much better. You know, snipers will actually retreat, they will try and flank you, the horde will just like, you know, gush all over you. That sounds weird, but they will gush on you. But you know, just like the way they react when they're hit, you know, sometimes they take, you know, like 5 seconds to realize that they're being shot and then they kind of stagger to the floor, or when you know, smash them with a melee weapon, you know, it's all very reactive, and that's something I really appreciate, and it's basically, you know, kind of forgotten about in modern day gaming. You know, only older games really cared about that, like Far Cry 2 and, you know, GTA 4. Red Dead Redemption 2 also was very good at it, but it's very rare to see, and especially in a multiplayer game. So it's the attention to detail that really makes me interested in this, and the setting, and the fact that it doesn't, you know, block you, and the fact that it doesn't waste your time, which most live service games do. That, I think, is why I find this very addictive, but I don't think, you know, it's going to be a game for everyone. So I just wanted to add those few points in the video, just to give you some more background. And yeah, I'm going to go back in time now, because Warhammer 40k Darktide 2023 is completely different compared to the release in 2022. And the fact that they've changed so much in such a short amount of time speaks volumes about how good this game actually is. And now it's on Gamepass, you know, so there's no excuse not to try it. I truly urge anyone on PC or on Xbox to give it a try, because it is a blast. And I just thought I would give you this Warhammer 40k Darktide 2023 review, up to date with all of the shining new updates, and it's definitely worth it. This video wasn't sponsored. I know they have sponsored some creators. I haven't bothered to reach out to them, and I don't know if they would sponsor me, but I'm enjoying the hell out of it anyway, so just go check it out if you want. That's all I have to say, just something that I've been enjoying, and I hope this video convinces some people that I know to maybe give this a try. And I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you do subscribe, like I said, and watch out for my new music on Spotify. Go give it a listen. Just go down below in the comments and hit the link. And any support is appreciated. Members, you will get extra content. Donations, of course, is very appreciated for supporting a smaller independent channel. Thank you very much. I really do mean it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.